Hi, I'm cellist Ani Aznavourian.
My name is Drew Alexander Ford. I'm a violist in LA.
I'm Austin Larson, and I play the horn.
My name is Nadia Sirota, and I am a viola player in the Unison Orchestra.
I was super excited to be a part of the Unison Orchestra.
Lisa Liu put together a stellar group of musicians, not just from the Los Angeles area, but from around the globe.
We're working with some of the most incredible composers in the world. We're working with some of the most incredible players and artists in the world, and the quality is just great.
So being able to record at home and being able to put an orchestra together of people playing in their own homes is really quite a big plus during this time.
And it's just funny to think of 30 different musicians doing these sound effects, different parts of the world, different times of day and night. And you just can't imagine that it can all come together, but it really did.
But I think it will also be a plus for the future. I don't think there's going to be necessarily any going back to normal after this.
But this really gave me the opportunity to sort of figure out my home studio and figure out how to be my own engineer.
I would say probably the biggest hurdle to doing home studio recording is figuring out the equipment, both the hardware and the software.
I have a brand new to me pandemic recording setup, which includes a small audio interface, a computer, and a couple of nice microphones.
So this is pretty much my home setup whenever I record.
There's hundreds of different choices for microphones.
The mic, of course. The pièce de résistance. That's my Audio-Technica condenser mic 4047.
There's interfaces.
I use a solid state Logic 2 audio interface.
Pro Tools. Pro Tools is probably the most complicated and difficult one of all, so it took a long time to figure out.
Shout out to Brad. Thank you so much for all your help, man. I wouldn't have been able to learn Pro Tools that fast without you.
You have to get all of this stuff. You can't have one without the other.
And then I also tend to build pillow forts in order to sort of prevent myself from being exposed to the sounds outside of the room. So you'll see a ton of moving blankets around here, bits of foam, and I use a whiteboard and drape it in all sorts of stuff. So I'm super into creating pillow forts in my house these days. That's my MO.
My production skills got so much better working with the producers. I got really good at getting my levels correct.
Prior to my work in the Unison Orchestra, I used to organize my day around travel, around when you can rent a studio, when stuff is available, when other people are available, and there were all of these moving parts involved in putting together any kind of work. And now it's actually very interesting to have way fewer of these hurdles.
It gave me a sense of autonomy.
It makes you wonder if things will ever really need to go back to how they were before. There are so many advantages of doing soundtracks this way.